folks, how are you? This is Jim Miner, your South Scottsdale real estate agent, bringing you the August 3rd weekending Michael Orr Cromford report from Arizona State University, and let's just get right into it. Hey, is this the dog days of summer or what? Boy, hey, let's get the last couple days of vacation and school starting, and then we get to start ringing up those Visa cards. Yeah. Okay, hey, let's get into some real estate stuff here. Here's the market summary for the beginning of August, and there are some salient points in here. You'll be able to stop your screen and read this, the whole thing in its entirety, but there are a couple points I want to bring to your attention. First off, let's start right here. Very few sellers have been prepared to discount their homes below market. Sellers have chosen instead to either take their homes off the market or simply wait. Neither side is showing a sense of urgency. Now, neither side is referencing the buyer or the seller. We expect active listings to grow between August and November, but the current arrival rate of new listings is the lowest in 14 years, and the increase is therefore likely to be much weaker than we expected back in March. If this continues, then it will keep the Cromford Supply Index in check and prove beneficial to sellers. Okay, now eventually, as Michael states in here, we're going to turn to the normal levels. Everything's cyclical. It's just what the magic when. That's what we want to know. So you want to keep watching the report, kind of keep you on the cutting edge here. Now this little section in here, this is the numbers part, and this is going to show you how active listings now stack up to how they were last year. As you can see, they're up substantially. And you can see active listings including UCB, and I know you're thinking UCB, University of California. No, it's under contract accepting backups. And for all of you, those watching and you purchased a home here in Arizona, you get that 10-day inspection period, and typically a home is marked as under contract accepting backups. And once you've cleared your inspection period, then in a formal sense, the property goes pending. So now you have what that UCB is. And you see pending listings are down. They're down 21.6%. And you can read the rest of this, okay? Now, here are some things that, similar to last month, active listings rose 4.9%. Okay, we kind of figured it out because I've mentioned that over the last several tapes. This weakness in supply is very unusual, but it's hardly getting noticed because it is overshadowed by the prolonged weakness in demand. That's your whole key sentence for this piece that's up on the screen right now, okay? It's this weakness in demand we haven't seen this before. So over on the other side of the equation, we see the supply keeps moving down, which is very unusual. But as Michael's pointed out, nobody's noticing that. Everybody's noticing this weakness in demand. Now you can come in and Michael points out in here what the reasons may be for that. A couple places in here, loan applications too hard to fill out. People could think they're going to get turned down. Well, here's a little piece of note for you. I have a number of clients out there who went through a short sale. And a lot of you folks went through a short sale. Okay, fine. Now, at that point in time, it was stated it would be after the completion and discharge of the short sale that you would have to wait 2 years. I call it financial timeout. And then you could come back into the marketplace and buy a property through conventional financing, which is typically means adhering to Fannie Mae's guidelines. Fannie Mae, starting August 15th of this year, is going to bump that to 4 years. So no longer is financial timeout going to be 2 years. It's now going to be 4 years. That's really going to help move the market. Let's see. Buyer demand is weak. Hey, I know. Let's make it even weaker. I don't understand the logic there, folks. But keep in mind, depending on how big a house you're looking for, if you're looking to stay in that $270,000 range and below, hey, go FHA. FHA is 3 years. I know it's 1 more year, but 3 years beats 4 years. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, let's jump on over to, we always go over here and check our dashboard. So let's get in here and bring that up, and we will see what is on the dashboard. Come on, there we go. One more. Okay, there we are. Now, let's go to the Cromford Index to start with, okay? Cromford Index, here we go. hey, this thing just keeps moving up. But remember, we've talked about this now, why it's moving up. Now, for those of you, and you always hear me say this, for those of you who've just started watching, remember 100 is your baseline. See these numbers here? 100 is the baseline. Okay. Anything below 100 is showing it's a buyer's market. Anything above 100 is showing it's a seller's market. Okay. Now, if it's 95 or 105, let's don't get crazy and drop off the deep end. But a little over a year ago, that number was 170. Hey, that's a seller's market. Some of the areas in the valley right now, they're down there 56, 57, 58, 59. That is really a buyer's market, okay? Now, let's look over here and see 92.2. That would correspond to this number. And by the way, folks, this is for the last 30 days. Demand index, let's take a look at demand. You can see this is flat, okay? This number right here, 80.5. 80.5. Can't get much flatter than that. That's your demand, okay? Now let's look at the supply. Supply just keeps moving down, all right? So we have supply moving down, we have demand is flattened out, and we have the market moving up. Now, folks, keep this in mind. If supply should start to increase, meaning we get more active listings, you're going to see this market index start to roll over and head to the south side. Okay, so if you're a buyer, just keep that in the back of your mind. All right, something important to keep. Okay, let's go down here and check the pending listings. Remember, I told you that's a really good thing to watch. It gives you a signal as to the short-term trends and when they turn. You can see here downward bias, right? Some of you folks who are new, you see this one-day drop. Hey, oh my gosh, what happened there? End of the month. This is always an anomaly that occurs at this time. At the end of the month, you always have this one-day drop and it builds back up. But you can see this bias is to the downside. You can see where we are relative to last year. Okay, we're down 20%. All right. Now let's go ahead. Whoops, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and move on down here. This one is just always amazing to me. You're trying to sell your home. It's a buyer's market. And right now, list price premium is 34% above where the properties are selling. Active listing price, and down here you have your closed and pendings. And right here you have, so we have closed listings are selling $130 a square foot. Here it's $129 a square foot for pending and $170 for active listings. Come on, folks. If you're trying to sell your home in this market, price at the market. Don't try and get these astronomical premiums in there, okay? It's just not going to happen. And furthermore, I've got to tell you, even if you found the person who fell in love with your home, that home still has to appraise. And I'll tell you, you're not going to sneak it by the appraiser, and you're not going to sneak it by the bank. So you might as well price at the market and save yourself a lot of grief. Okay, and buyers, if you're in these outlying areas, boy, step up and start asking for those concessions. You're going to give them, or they're not going to sell the house. Now, if you're in South Scottsdale, if you're in Arcadia District, Paradise Valley, it's going to be tough to get the concessions. You might get some here and there, but it's going to be tough because those markets are holding up. Okay, so keep that in mind too. Remember, everything is not the same out there. That's why you want to know these things and put you in the driver's seat. All right, now let's go up, and the last thing we always check is days on market. What's happening there? Yeah, it took a little bit of an uptick, folks. This right here, as you can see, these are by months. Okay, here's this high point, 86 days. Here we are now, 87 days. But you can see it took a little bit of a turn up. You can see it 87 days. Active listings over the last 12 months, 121 days. Days on market is really a reflection of sellers not wanting to bring their prices down to meet the buyers and where the market is. So just giving you a feel of how that breaks out. Hey, that's it for this week, folks. And I know everybody's getting their kids ready to go to school, or getting the kids ready to go off to college. Or maybe the kids are finished with college and you're saying, hey, I think I might think about downsizing. Gosh, if you're a buyer in this market, give us a call. Love to help you out, and we can dig a little bit deeper, drill down a little bit deeper, and really get you a good price point and move in on something here, okay? Well, this is Jim Miner. Give me a call like a lot of my clients do. My number, 602-345-0433. And you folks, have a good week. Keep the ACs running, and I'll talk to you next weekend. All right. Bye now.